For those of you that are beginners to day trading, let me just offer you up a warning that things can get a little sketchy out there, and you're gonna watch me lose my mind here in just a second. No worries, I'm gonna spend very little time here on the blackboard. I just wanna set up some context, and then we're going to real life trading results. So again, no theory here. You are literally gonna see me lose my mind and really just offer up how dangerous trading can be. And I'm not trying to sit here and say that I'm a fantastic trader. All I'm trying to say is I've done enough stupid things out there to at least be able to identify what you're gonna see, and then I wanna be able to offer you up some solutions to when it happens to you. And this is one of those things where a textbook really can't tell you, because even with this, I'm gonna draw you this graph here, and yeah, the graph's gonna illustrate the point, but to actually see the point, to kind of feel the point and watch it play out, I mean, there's no way I can do that on a chalkboard. There's no way any sort of book can do that. And that's why it's a little deceiving when people are like, well, just buy a book and it'll teach you to trade. Now, I mean, I'm not saying books are totally worthless, but there does reach that point where they're very limited. So to set up the context here on me losing my mind, which you're gonna see, just understand this as traders. And like I said, this is the warning that you need to keep in mind and be aware of as a beginner. Or who knows, maybe if you're an experienced trader and you're really struggling and you have plenty, I mean, you like know how to buy a stock and all that sort of stuff, but you're having inconsistency. Well, maybe this is what, you know, the relationship that you're not quite getting. And the relationship is very simple. And it works like this. Meaning, as this line goes up, what's going with frustration? Well, frustration, very low here, very low chance of bad choices. Then take the other extreme over here. Frustration levels very high. Potential to make bad choices has now all of a sudden increased quite a bit. And I get it. This is not some sort of like revolutionary thing. Well, of course, Clay, the more you get frustrated, the more bad choices that can happen. But as you're, again, this is hence the title of the video, a beginner, maybe you don't really realize what frustration looks like, how it can form, how it develops. And that's what I want to show you with this video, because you'll see exactly, and you'll hear it in my voice, how frustration, how this can, manifest itself. And what you got to be very careful of is that, because when those emotions, now frustration is one of many emotions, but it's kind of one of those, linchpins ones where it can bleed down quite a bit into other things, but you gotta avoid bad choices, obviously. And what's gonna cause you to those bad choices is emotions such as frustration. So let me go to this video, and then even after the trade takes place, I'm gonna make and talk through some more talking points here. So this is basically the end of me at the chalkboard. I'll come back at the very end to wrap it up, but let's get to the video, and then definitely be sure to stick around to the segment, because that's where I offer up the solution to all this and what you really need to be aware of as a trader. Well, I missed it a little bit, but I'm going to put my order out there, see if I can get the back test. Got the back test there at 182.75. So let's see if this thing wants to indeed roll back over here. So I missed it originally, but didn't chase it. I let it come back up to me and hit me at 182.75. So now it's just a question of, does this thing want to roll back over? I'm liking this setup quite a bit. Can it get down through 182.50? Yes, it can. So it took off 200 shares here. So it could still be a losing trade, but it'll be a much less losing trade because I have taken some of these profits off the table. And if it goes up over 183.50, I will need to get out of my remaining shares, which right now looking like it very well may do. So like I said, very well, I'm still staring at a potential losing trade here if this thing does not want to roll over. But at least so all out there, so still ended up losing 182.50. My timing was off. I still like 182.50 if it can get back down there. But so yes, a losing trade, but an amount that I'm quite confident I can overcome. But yeah, and it still may roll back down in my favor there, but it could have just continued on bouncing, and you just can't take that risk. But well, let's keep an eye on things. Okay, in there now at 182.50. Let's see if this can finally be where the breakdown happens. Just needed a little bit more momentum here. Can it get the push to the downside? This area, if it goes though, it's gonna go. There we go. All right, took off 200 again, same general idea here. So again, still could be looking at a losing trade. Wow, this thing, Boeing just break down for me. Well, very glad I did look at this thing. Well, Boeing is just not behaving at all. At all, wow. Well, I'm looking at a potential another loss here. If it goes up over that 65-ish area. This would be very frustrating. Let's see if we can get it to roll back over. I may look to add to the position if it looks like it wants to get back down here below the 182.50 mark. Like I said, I need to see it look like it wants to get down below 182.50. Because that would imply a pretty big failed bounce as you're seeing right now. So in there, added in 300 more shares. Because I still think this thing, it wants to go. So can we get finally the push to the downside? This 182.30 area, stubborn. Looking like the SPY might want to pull back too, which should help me out here. Trying to be patient with this one. And the reason why big reason why I'm having patience is the market SPY is behaving in a manner that makes me think this thing is going to want to pull back. So that's what's helping me just remain calm here, have faith in the trade, that this thing does want to break down. But that 182.30 range, that's the key area. Once again, stuck in the 182.30s. There we go. So took off those 300 again. All right, I'm just bringing myself down to 100 shares. I've had enough of this one. I'm not going to let this thing bounce in my face with a bigger position size. But if it does want to go through 182, then I will gladly let the thing work for me. But as of right now, this is just, there we go. Can we get some more downside pressure that fast? So I have 50 shares left now just because this is, I'm just not quite getting this one right. It does not want to, it just doesn't want to move. I mean, can it finally move down through 182 with some authority? We'll see. All right, I've had enough of this one. So whatever. My loss is back. At least I'm back to the green. But you know, and it still may go. But I mean, I was looking for, and maybe my mind got corrupted a little bit. But I was looking for a move more so like this. Now, not like multiple dollars, but just a more smoother move. This was not smooth at all. And you can see it now. The one thing, and like I said, if you take away one learning lesson from this video, I want you to understand that what kept me in the trade here, when this thing was bouncing, and then, was kind of just hovering here. You heard me saying it. You got to use the SPY. I've done plenty of videos on this on the channel as a whole on why that's important. And once again, that is the main reason why, even when this thing was bouncing, the SPY gave me the confidence to stay in. And I mean, here you can see just once again going back up. So I feel like I played that one very, very well. I'm glad I added where I did, because that allowed me to, put that much more profits in my pocket. And maybe, let me get Roku alerted to the room real quick while I talk here. And then the annoying part is, yes, I am totally talking. See, do I want to take that again? I don't know. That looks like such a good setup. Do you want to break down, Boeing? I mean, do you actually want to break down? I'm doing 100 shares. I mean, even if I'm wrong, it'll cost me $100, which I'm totally fine with. Let's see if it wants to work its way down to 182. So yeah, my confidence is just shook. So because of that, I'm not going to go with 500 shares, normal position size, because who knows what this thing wants to do. But I am getting that 182 mark alerted though in the chat room. Let people make up their minds if they want to take it or not. So there it did break there, but and it just, it just won't flush. All right, well, let's look around, see what else I can find. All right, that 182 mark, I'm going back up to 500. This might bite me, but this is such a good setup. I'd like to see it bounce though here and fail. So I should make that as kind of contingency, which it's doing right now, but I'd like to see it bounce up a little bit more. I'd like to see this green candle get a little bit greener. But I don't know, this could just be suckering me into to a place I don't want to go. But you got to like this setup. This is a great looking setup here. I'd like to see it get up above 182.50 though. That'd give it a nice green candle. But right now it's can't even quite do that. So there we go, green candle. This is a risky trade for sure. Okay, I'm in at 182.08. Like I said, I like the potential of it. I really do. But as of right now, looking like I chose poorly here. Now, if it rolls back over, I will certainly add to the position. If it looks like it's going to go back to the 182 mark, I will add, because that would be a massive failure of this current bounce right here, which would be a big sign of weakness. But I don't know if it's going to actually fail, though. That's the problem. Well, it's heading back down there. Watching, watching, watching. Want to see it closer to 182 though. Getting close. If it goes below 182.10, I'll probably hop in. In, added 300 more. Let's see if we can finally get the break to the downside. There we go. Come on, just go. Just break down for me, buddy. All right, 200 left. I have no problem admitting at all that I am totally spooked by this one. I just can't read it. I don't know if this thing wants to break down or not. And you can feel, or you can hear the frustration in my voice, which is fine. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I know my saying is trade without emotion, but it should be just trade with recognized emotion. I get it. I'm frustrated. I get it. This thing is grinding on my gears. But because I'm aware of that, at least, I'm going to just take off. You know what? I'm done with this thing. $172. I can't get it right. I mean, I got it right, but this thing just won't go. It will not go. And to my point, to pat myself on the back a little bit, I very clearly realize I'm frustrated right now. I can hear it in my voice. I'm well aware. And when I get to this point, I'm just not capable of trading any longer. And as traders, that's okay. I get it. Like I said, my slogan is trade without emotion. But you know what? Emotions are never going to go away. The key thing is, do you at least recognize the emotions that you're having? And then second part, do you know how to deal with those emotions? So for me, yes, I'm recognizing the emotions: frustration, anger, just annoyance. Okay, so what is the solution for this? I need to be done. And I tried and tried and tried, and it is just not. I mean, that was such a good setup, and it broke down, but it just didn't keep on breaking down, and it very well still may go. But at this point, for the reasons discussed, I'm just not, psychologically able anymore to keep up with all this. So I mean, I get it. Now, if you've never traded before, I probably sound like a nutcase to you, but just cut me a little slack and realize that when you put real money on the line and when you're trading, you have a bunch of voices that live in your head. And when you start to trade and put real money on the line, these voices wake up. And when there's a bunch of data flashing all over the screen and you got to make, very, very quick decisions, you wake up even more voices. So if you've never traded and you're just watching this video out of the blue, maybe I'm a little bit of a nutcase, but I promise I'm probably not as big of a nutcase as I sound like in this video. But for those of you that have traded, you know what I'm talking about. And that's why the big learning lesson here is it's okay to have emotions when you trade, but you better be able to identify and realize when you're having those emotions and then know what in your personal situation the solution is, which is going to be different. Maybe for some people you say, no, when I get frustrated, when I get angry, when I get annoyed, I don't need to just stop trading. I just need to lower my position size. And that's totally valid. Maybe that works for you. Doesn't quite work for me, but overall, think about it. The thought process is the exact same. Identify the emotions, be aware of them, and then know what, the solution to that is. One final time, just to really annoy you and hammer it home, there is nothing wrong with having emotions as traders. There's no way to ever actually get them out of the way. But it's all about, do you realize these emotions? Because if you recognize what's going on, then you can kick this right in the face. You can just prevent yourself from making some really bad choices. And when you do that, like I said, whatever your solution is, for me, I just got to be done trading. Maybe you got to reduce position size. That is the key. So don't feel like as a trader, oh, I felt an emotion, that means I'm bad. No. That's good that you felt the emotion. That's actually a good sign because you recognize the emotion. Now the next step is just, how are you going to deal with that? What is your solution to those frustrations? And we're all different, but that's the core point. Okay to have emotions, but just be sure you recognize them. If you like this video, if you like these kind of blends where I do some chalkboard and then real life results, like I said, hit that like button, leave a comment, question, suggestion down below. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole. And if you like what you see, hopefully decide to hit that subscribe button. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.